Hello YouTube! Greetings from the Lazy Eyebrow to a video where I'm gonna be doing a little bit of rambling. So if you're not into that, feel free to hit the next video. It's right along here. Just go for it. I'm gonna mind. It's been 364 days since I started this. March 13th, 2020 is when I sliced my finger. And it is the 12th as of this recording, which, bonus. I have no idea what I'm going to say and I'm just kind of going with it. So it's been, for all intents and purposes, it's been a year since I've gone out on this road of making this whole, what you see below you, a thing. It's my full-time job. I quit my job officially 9 months ago. But for all intents and purposes, the last day I worked was yesterday a year ago. So let's just go through what it's been like doing this full time, how I'm doing, so on and so forth. Let's get started. First off, some of you wondering, it's been a year, how's my finger? Well, the surgery scar is actually more prevalent than the cut. You can sort of see that little scar, but the surgery scar they had to do to make sure that the nerve endings are still working, that's way more apparent, which is odd, I find. As for feeling, when it first happened, I couldn't feel anywhere past here. Now I can't feel anywhere past here. I could like feel this side, but this side, that's pretty much dead. I'm told I might get that back. I should get that back. Actually, there was no nerve damage. It's just bruised, and it takes forever to heal. So there's that. How is working doing this? Some of you may be asking. It's not 100% what I expected, if that makes any sense. Like, I've been doing this for a while. When I was, just before my second daughter was born, just after my first daughter was born, I was trying to crank out one a week. And I was doing pretty good at that for a while. It was like a good 4-month span where I had a review out every single week. And I don't know how I did that, working a job and having a newborn. I'm struggling to make it happen now, but chalk it up to making longer videos these days, which I might reconsider how I do that. I'm not sure, but we'll look at that. We'll get to that. Yeah. So it's not exactly what I expected. It's not saying it's bad. It's just interesting. I've gone from a job which was physical labor constantly, and then I came home and used my mental capacities to make the videos as my hobby in my spare time. So I have lots of mental capacities. Now my job is my mental capacities, and sometimes it is a bit of a challenge to always come up with new material, because I like to inject my humor, and if I'm not having fun with a figure, I feel like I'm not making a good review, and the start of screen review I feel kind of shows, because I didn't have fun with that figure, and it was mostly a negative review, and while it was received positively, there were quite a few people that could tell this isn't my usual style. So there's that. I feel like reviews lately have gotten more critical than they have been just enjoying the toy, which, I mean, if you compare back to the middle of 2020 and the reviews I was making, it was like everything was fantastic. And I loved everything Earthrise in the beginning. But it's like, as the reviews went on, I became more cynical, I guess? I don't think that's the right word I'm using, but it's like, things don't impress me as much. And I didn't realize that would become a thing. I'm not sure if this is just a result of full-time diving right into it and whatever. Like the upcoming review I've got going on, I wasn't okay with it. Like, I just didn't like the toy, and I should have, because it was everything I've been waiting for in a toy. It just didn't live up to my high expectations, and I've been struggling to get this video out because I don't like putting out negative reviews. I really don't. As much as that might seem weird because they've been that way. I don't like putting them out, because it's like I see the figure and it's like, I gotta animate with that, and I've already started and whatnot. So there's that aspect to it. There's also just other things to it. It's not saying I don't like this job. It's just interesting. There's just challenges I didn't think to expect. There's also the whole going from a physical to a mental job. So I'm gonna stand across the side and we'll put a picture of what I used to look like that first update video I did way back when, and you can see I'm a little bit chunkier. I've gained a little bit of weight ever since then, and that has been having to adjustment. In the summer it was easy because I could just jump on a bike and off I go. And well, with the current global conditions, it's not like going to a gym is really easy. So learning to manage my food intake and my exercise routines and that within a year hasn't been going great. I hope to change that, because I'd hope to look like this again, and I really hope to look like this again, because I looked awesome back then. So yeah, so there's that. Monetarily, it's been interesting. I'm making about as much as when I worked full-time, factoring in daycare, as well as all the extra expenses of operating a vehicle and making lunches to go and whatnot. Taking that out of the equation and what I'm making now, I'm making almost the same, which is fine because it means I can spend more time with my daughters, which I love. I quite love that. I'm still happy that that's an option. I'm still happy that that's a big thing in my life, that I get to raise my girls. I get to go see them off to school, I get to take them to the park, I get to be there for the moments in their life when before it was like 5 days a week, 9 hours out of the day I wouldn't be here, and then 3 hours I'm exhausted and can't really do much with them, and then they're off to bed. So that's been nice. That's a huge perk, and that I quite enjoy. So yeah, that's what it's been like. It's been interesting to try and work around an ever-fluctuating schedule with my wife's full-time job, but making it work. Been enjoying that I'm able to take something I like doing and turning it into a creative outlet. I'm happy to see that everyone, for the most part, seems to be enjoying. With the amount of attention I'm putting into this channel, it's been interesting to see the numbers grow as well. Because with the more numbers becomes more followers, and more followers means more traffic, and more traffic means not everyone's gonna like you. Like, I'm over 30,000 subscribers now. In a year, I've like 50% of my total viewership. That's where that came from, is in the last year. And I've definitely seen a fair share of people that just genuinely didn't like my work, and that's been fascinating. On the other end of the spectrum, there's a whole number of people that absolutely idolize me, and I'm not really comfortable with that either. I don't like that much attention. So I'm just a guy making videos, and I like doing that, but what comes with it is weird attention, and I'm trying to deal with that too. It's been such a weird thing. I've never had a job like this before. I've never been in a position like this before, and more and more of my friends are like, what do you do for work? And I'm like, I make videos for online, and then they find out what I actually do, and they're like all wowed and stuff, and that's a totally different thing. Like 8 years ago, if I said I had little toys and made them move and stuff, they'd be like, oh, that's neat. But if I say I actually do that for a job now, it's all of a sudden something cool. So that's fascinating. So yeah, this year has been very interesting. Doing the taxes for the first time. Well, not for the first time, but like for the first time as this is my sole job. That was interesting. The whole, this is my full-time job, telling that to friends and family, that's interesting. This whole thing has been such a learning experience, and I just don't know what to say about it. It's been really cool. So thank you all to the 10,000 of you that showed up within the last year. Not even, it's been, I think it's close to 15,000 now, which is like absolutely ridiculous. Looking at the way I operate things, wondering if there's anything to change so that I am happy with my work, because aside from the Cyclonus review, I'll admit the last few reviews I haven't been overly happy with the end result, just because I haven't been happy with the toys, and that's not a good thing. Going into this, talk to a few people that do this for a full time, and they gave me good advice. I I haven't exactly applied it to the best that I could, and I'm thinking of changing that based on like just reworking how much time I invest into this. I've been finding other hobbies to do that aren't this, so that I'm not, once I stop doing work, I can do something else and let my mind regenerate instead of getting overwhelmed with just Transformers 24/7, if you get my drift. So yeah, this has been fascinating, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I know I rambled, but this was just me kind of venting. It's been a year. This has been a year, and not just me, like everyone's had a bit of a year. Like the pandemic itself was, well, I don't even know what that was, like just garbage for everyone. And then here I am being like, yeah, so I sliced my finger and I ended up being home, and it's kind of been the best thing that's ever happened to me, so to speak. Like it's a job where I should be home, or it's a job that I can be home during a time that we should be home. And what timing, honestly, what timing? So yeah, interesting year. I'm curious to see what the next year brings on. Coming up on 9 years of doing this, which is absolutely nuts. June 27th, 2022 will be 10 years of this channel, which is another thing that I'm just kind of blown away by. It's just, I've been doing this for so long, and I'm enjoying it more and more. I mean, last few months, we're not going to count that, but I've been enjoying it more and more. Just the whole, I get to do things that I want to do for a living, and not everyone gets the chance to do that. So it's not like I'm not grateful. I am extremely grateful. I have no idea how this was possible. I'm just a mess. I get that question a lot. How do you get X amount of views, subscribers, whatever? I have no idea, in the sense of I don't know what I'm doing to better that. All I know is I'm making content that I want to watch, that I would love to watch, type thing, that makes me happy. Or, you know, not counting the last few months. I make things that make me happy, that I would watch in my spare time, and I'm glad I found a following of people, not following, a group of people that also agree that this is fun to watch, I hope. So yeah, I've got some changes I want to do in the coming future, coming months, whatever. Some ideas planned. I'm trying, I've come to the realization I'm not going to plan out what the next review is. I decide the next review when it happens, because by the time I actually get to do the next review, something else has caught my eye, and if I stick with the old plan, I'm slogging my way through it. And that's not cool. So yeah, aside from that, and again, trying to figure out my health so I don't end up back in the hospital like I did back in 2016, because that was an adventure I'd rather not go through twice, a third time again. So yeah, aside from health and mental health and finally getting things figured out, I hope to continue this adventure with you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy the ride. So thanks for watching. Thanks for those that subscribed in 2020, because again, my word, 50% of my viewership in a year is just insane. So yeah, this has been Lazy Eyebrow.